So weekly update number 37, and this week we've got some great news about visas renewals. As always, we're going to tell you what's been going on. We've had appointments in Alicante, Murcia, Malaga. We've also got a great out and about in Spain section. I'm going to tell you where I am as well doing this video, and we've also got some answers to our YouTube comments, and I've been with a bit of a YouTube star as well this week. So check it out, weekly update number 37. So weekly update number 37, and I hope it sounds okay because I've forgotten my microphones, and you also might notice that I'm not today for the first time on a weekly update wearing an Upsticks t-shirt. I'm going to tell you why. It's because it is my anniversary to Lara, who's from Upsticks Drive, as you know. Been married for 16 years, and we had an evening. It's this beautiful place behind us with the children last night just to get away and to celebrate. But today is Sunday. I'm recording this video and I've been banned from wearing the Upsticks top because I have to look smart. We're not saying that Upsticks tops aren't smart, but they're definitely not Sunday best. Maybe we need to think that and get some Sunday best Upsticks clothes. But, and we're on the road as well now, so we're travelling back to Malaga. We've just been kicked out of the hotel room at 12 o'clock, and so we're going to stop on the way. But nothing will stop the weekly update videos. They will always be recorded. So, where are we? The only thing is I have got everything on notes, so if I get anything wrong, please excuse me. Don't worry about it. So what have we got going on then? Well, we had a visa out. I think this visa I didn't mention last week because it's crossed over the 2 weeks because I've got initial photo of a visa, wait for another one. Anyway, we're going to repeat ourselves, and I'm sorry if I've already mentioned this one, but this is a London to Valencia, and it only took 16 days. Okay, so London to Valencia, which only took 16 days. Then we had a renewal come out, and the renewal was from Alicante. It was submitted on expiry, and that only took 27 days to come out, so that's a good one. Very close to expiry date, but as you know, they have got up to 90 days after expiry, so that was a great one. Well done there, guys. Talking about renewals, we had a very frustrating case which has now been resolved, where they asked us for a positive certificate from Hacienda for one of the members of the family, 2 people, married couple, and that could mean that sometimes maybe they've just seen something in Hacienda, maybe there's something missing, maybe your address is wrong or something on your account. Don't forget, when you submit your renewal, aside from the documents that we submit on your behalf, immigration already do their own checks as well with social security, criminal records and the tax office. If they see something, they may ask you for a certificate, which they asked us for. We provided it. They sent the approval through. We were waiting for the approval of the second person, and they didn't. They sent another letter after the initial approval asking for the same certificate for the second person, which is very, very frustrating. But anyway, that's been resolved, and we'll let you know as soon as we have that second approval through, which I reckon is going to be in the next 2 days. And here we are from Cartagena this week. We've had a couple of appointments, and that has been with one day Victoria went, and another day Julie went to the appointment. That's our 2 translators up there, do a fabulous job in Alicante and Murcia. And here's a photo of Steve and Pam. Well, a couple of photos that they sent me through. They had a great appointment. They said in their report back to me that Julie, it was like watching Wimbledon because they were at 2 desks at the same time, and Julie was running between the 2, making sure that the appointment went well. And she's also done some fantastic translation for us when we've had difficult situations with changes in NIEs which have been issued wrongly there. So you can check these photos out that they sent me from Cartagena. Not only did they have a great time at the appointment, enjoying registering their visa, they had a great day out afterwards in Cartagena. So thanks, guys. It's been a long road for you, and now you're finally there. And your pickup will be in about 40 days time. And then we've got here, check out this photo of Mark and Ellen, which just 2 of the people who went to appointments. I think Victoria had 4 appointments that day. Again, does a stunning job always with our clients over there, and they're enjoying themselves now with their visas registered. back here in Malaga. I'm actually in Almeria at the moment, but in Malaga this week. Myself, Tom and Lara have been out on appointments. Lara was in Vélez Malaga. I was in Vélez Malaga. I'm going to tell you about that in a minute. And Tom was in Torremolinos. Jane has had a very, very well-deserved holiday for last week and this week coming in. Absolutely worked so hard before the holiday to leave everything lined up for us as well, so that was great. Hopefully she's in Cadiz at the moment having a nice big gin and tonic. That's what I'd be disappointed if she wasn't. But my appointment was a very exciting one. So I went to meet Gary and Linda, and we've got some really good content coming up with them and a very, very special Upsticks announcement. Okay, so I've let them know what it is. We've discussed what we're going to do, but please check that out. It's coming up soon before Christmas. One of our biggest announcements ever, and something I'm very happy to talk about. And that's about it really for what else did I write on my notes here? Yep, that's it for for our visas and residency information. And we're going to carry on now. We're going to jump on the road, and I'm going to see if I can grab another 5 minutes to carry on talking about the YouTube comments and videos. And we've been with a YouTube star this week. Right, so moving on now with our YouTube comments, and we've decided that this week's weekly update, I was just discussing it with the family who are over there behind me checking out the view, that we're going to do a 3-province weekly update. So we've left Almeria, and sorry about the noise, bikes, and we are now in Granada, and we're near a place called I don't know, we're somewhere about 30 kilometers off of Montreal. I think it was Albuñol, I think it is, and I know definitely we're going to Calahonda there because we've got a nice little spot where we go for a coffee. So this is the Granada province, but the reason we stopped was look at this amazing sea mist behind me. It's absolutely blazing sunshine this side, but about 20 metres that way you can't see the sea. There you go. I don't really know if you can see the full effect. It's incredible. And when you're on the motorway at the top, all you can see is this blanket of clouds. So we're like, right, we're going to duck down and check that out. So there we go, sea mist in Granada, about 40 kilometres off of Montreal. And let's get on with our YouTube comments and stop rambling on, sorry. So first of all, check this photo out. This photo is of a place called Churriana next to Malaga. Now, the reason this is in the YouTube section, because we were watching Sean from Expat in Mazarron's channel. We always try and catch his daily blog. Sometimes we can, sometimes we can't. And he mentioned about this news article, and it was the title of one of his daily blogs. So funnily enough, by coincidence, I was actually going to go for a haircut in that area. And so I sent Sean some photos, and I thought I'd give it a mention on this video. And the reason being is the absolute trash that the paper that he mentioned in his video, and I'll put a link to that video below to Sean's, although albeit that actually the link to his channel is below as well. Anyway, we support his channel, one of the many that we support, and just say remember that YouTube is a community and channels support channels, and that's great. It's not a competition, it's a community, and I love that. But they said basically that this barrio in Malaga was teeming with rats. You know, there's just rats everywhere, and I don't know. Let me tell you about this place, Churriana. Churriana is nowhere near Malaga City. It belongs to Malaga City. It's the far reaches of Malaga City, and that is where the airport is, okay? So the airport is literally the back of the Churriana. You can see the planes landing in this part, this barrio de Malaga. It's like a small town in itself. I've been there and drive through it at least twice a week. I've been there many times and never seen a rat. This is the photo of the park, which a park, they said they were teeming with rats. They're not, as you can quite obviously see. And it's actually quite a nice local place to go. They've got great places to eat. There's a huge road which leads down to a big Chinese like wok thing and IKEA. And sometimes the papers really struggle for news, don't they? But I can tell you, it was rubbish what they were talking about rats. And I think Sean was having a bit of a laugh about it as well, of the way they put things. So big shout out to Sean. Here's another photo from somebody you might recognise. Here we go, Scats. This was the YouTube star I was talking about. We can definitely consider him a star now with the amount of followers he's got. And he dropped into our stay the evening because the following morning, Scats and Lara from Upsticks Drive They went to a business networking meeting where Scats did a very good presentation about the channel, albeit he's not been feeling great. He put it all together, and I wasn't there, sadly I couldn't go, but I heard it was absolutely amazing. So well done, Scats, for that. And we had a lovely barbecue the evening before, and thank you for bringing all the meat down, saving me a bit of time. He came and just gave us a mixed grill, and all I had to do was chuck it on the barbie. So cheers, thanks for that. We had a great time. And that's where if you look at the video from yesterday, where we got the idea for the no alcohol versus alcohol, because at the moment I'm not having any alcohol, and exploring the different things, different variety of options, non-alcoholic options available, and that's where we came up with that barbecue with the argument for this week's video that we did. So let's check this out. I am going to play this as a completely separate video, but we were sent this by Neil from Get Me to Spain channel. Fantastic footage from his drone, and I'm really looking forward. Neil, we've worked with Neil to get his visa, and we will be to get his renewal, but I'm really looking forward to see how his channel develops. And I think he's right at the beginning of a very, very big and interesting channel with his journey of living and going around Spain. He's only in his first year, so thanks, Neil, for that. And I've also nicked that for our Facebook page as well, so that's going on there. We've got John Conway 9517 on one of our vehicle registration. He asked me, I've got CX30 2023, are the headlights legal for Spain? Don't know. The normal thing is, if it's right hand drive, you would have to make some sort of adjustments. If it's a 2023, those adjustments may be done with the software if it's got intelligent lighting system. But I would definitely say, if it's a 2023, that you would need a Mazda to sort it out. Okay, I think it was Mazda, he said. I didn't write it down. 630, is that a Mazda? I think that's a Mazda. Definitely get Mazda to sort it out, because you know there's all sorts of problems with guarantees, warranties and stuff like that if you start messing about with lights other than the software. But they would know if the software can adjust it, and if you have to do any sort of internal adjustments, don't do it yourself. Get that done by the actual Mazda. Patrick, and just on that point, to test if they're flat beam, which is normally okay, or test if they've got a kick, put it on a Canon machine at a garage, because that will tell you where the kick is in the light. Patrick O'Connell, just like to thank you, Patrick O'Connell 8187, loads of comments on most of our videos, and I just want to thank you for the encouragement. It's really, really nice just to get this is a great video, just to know people are watching it. The 360 videos are now starting to get a bit more popular. People are realizing you have to change the quality of the video, so that's good. Thanks for that, Patrick. Thomas Alfred 9029, he was on talking about our historic car video, and he said, what a ball ache. It is, to be fair, but we have some huge news coming up. From the 1st of October, apparently you now do not need to send the paperwork off to the government to be verified, which means you could probably save 3 months on the application, and that was the part of the process that we hated. So we've got one going through now. As soon as that goes through and it's approved, we're going to do a new video with a new process, and that is amazing news. But as you say, until it's tried and tested, we're not normally going to do the video. The next one was from Simon DDC. Sorry, my notes are terrible. Look at this. 228. And that was on our little cricket video there, with the crickets going off in the background. Said I'll have to look, definitely check out where I'm going to be living, because I don't want to listen to that all night. To be honest, it's only certain time of the years that the crickets go off, and if you go close to them, they do shut up, and they do tend to scurry off. And the last thing was from Barry 541. He asked, do they always send you a text or an email to let you know that your passport is being returned with a visa in it? You see a lot of motorbikers out today. So yes, they do, but sometimes it comes late. We've had plenty of clients who have their visas have arrived without any sort of text, We even had one that was on the way to Spain with their visa, and they got the text saying that their passport was on the way. So it's not always guaranteed you're going to get your text beforehand. Most of the time, though, you do get the text. One crazy thing that happened, which I didn't mention in the last section that I should have, we had this week an envelope turn up with someone else's rejection letter in it for a completely different visa and the photos from our clients. So we're hunting that down to find out what on earth went on, but their passports weren't in it, and they got the text to say their passports were coming back, and they got someone else's rejection letter and their own photos back. Ridiculous. What on earth were they doing? Apart from that, it's a huge breach of data protection. We still don't have their passports, so I'll let you know how that rolls out. Anyway, that was the YouTube comments. I'm going to show you around here. Look at that, the mist. That's incredible. Incredible mist there. Sea mist. And normally it would have burnt off by now. It's nearly 2 o'clock, so I think that's setting for the day. I don't know if you can see the beach below me. There you go, gorgeous. These beaches here are just like virgin beaches. You see, there's no development on them. There's just nothing in this part of Granada. I'd say it'd be a good beach for fishing down there. Right, and we're going to head to Malaga now and do our Spain section in our third province of the day on the way home in Malaga. So, in Spain, what's happening? And you might notice, for those of you who've got this far in the video, that it's published a little bit later than normal. And we try and get them out Sunday night. But I know I was going to record this part of the video out and about in Malaga, and I've ended up recording it from home. And you might notice I picked up a little bit of hardware on the way home. Yeah, that's quite a bit of plaster on there. Now, hang about, I'm going to tell you about that little adventure in a minute. But first of all, let's check what people have sent us in. Now, I have to thank everybody who's sending us stuff in to show, because it's A, it makes my job very easy, so that's cool. And B, it's lovely to see what you're doing after you've got your visas. And we're all learning so much about different areas in Spain. So first of all, thank you for Stu and Joanne, who sent us through these lovely photos from a cave restaurant called Restaurante La Caverna in Alameda, Murcia, alongside the Camino Viejo de Mazarron. So this looks very interesting. They said that the food was absolutely delicious, the service amazing, and a family-run restaurant. The father is a chef, apparently. The waitress and waitresses are all his sons and daughters. So lovely to see a family-run business. And the restaurant has cave paintings and a small T-Rex skeleton as well, as you can see. It's a lovely atmosphere and very popular with Spanish locals. Now, I love seeing your foodie photos. I love it because I'm a bit of a foodie myself. Apparently, the large tuna salad. We started with a large tuna salad. Joanne had the swordfish. I had the lamb mix, which was lamb chops and lamb steak, which was €12. €12 for lamb. I'll tell you what, you won't be getting that in Malaga for €12. Delicious homemade strawberry mousse for dessert. Followed by coffee and mug of sangria, €21 each. Well, you can't complain at that. Well done, guys. Check that restaurant out, called the Restaurant La Caverna in Alameda, Murcia. Now we are going up a little bit, and Robbo has sent us these pictures of Santuary de Santa Maria Magdalena. Wow, that looks like an amazing place. Robbo, don't know much about that, so we'll have to research that. But check it out, and I'm sure Robbo's got something coming up on his channel about that. I'm learning so much about things to see up and down the country just from what our clients and YouTube followers are sending us in. That's absolutely amazing. And this one made me laugh. This was Robbo's wardrobe malfunction. You look alright there, Robbo. What's wrong with that? I could send you a malfunction I had on Saturday. When I went out to go to with Lara and the family to the the hotel on Saturday, I wore a flowery shirt, and I've got some flowery swim shorts, so I put them on together because I thought they looked quite good. I'm not putting a photo on, and much to the laughter of everybody. Wardrobe sense, nada. Okay, and lastly, we've got these photos from Alan. So Alan's our client. We did a renewal with him, and he's also the goalie for the Inter Molina football team. And check them out. We sponsor them as well. There they are with their away kits, doing us proud. Always get people saying, "Oh, I saw you on the back of this." I love that. Back of their shirts. Walking foot was huge here, and we would love to have an Upsticks sports division. We might do something like that. Love to have Upsticks sports just for the charity side of things, because we sponsor the walking football, we sponsor the bowls team. I was going to get back into the old running. It might be a bit delayed now, but never mind. And there we go. Okay then, well, I'm going to tell you about my little adventure now. I'll give you a start warning about going down the beach. So we had a lovely meal on the way back. It was Sunday. The sun wasn't too warm. We actually had a bit of sea mist, which eventually blew off. It was around 3 o'clock, and we were on this beach here, Playa La Sotillo Castel, which is in a place called Castel de Ferro, which is a beautiful little town just on the coast of Granada. So we sat at this restaurant and we had this lovely food, which you can see here, this plate of fish. We also had this salad, and the view was just amazing. Let's check that out. As you can see at the back of that view, there's a little area of rocks there. This is a wave break. This is basically, they put these in, and there's lovely rock pools in there full of crabs and stuff like that. And I actually took my 360 camera over there and stuck it in a rock pool because it's waterproof, and found all sorts of sea anemones and stuff in the water there, and it was amazing. So the kids came over, they were having a look about, and then basically what happened was they said, "Oh, we're going to take a photo over there." I said, "Okay then, hang on a minute." So I walked over to go and take the photo, I stood on a piece of rock which looked very innocent. Turns out it was covered in algae, which is worse than ice, and I just did a straight dive, boom, onto my arm. So the full force of my body landed on my arm. Now, the positive thing about this is it could have been a lot worse. I could have fallen over, cracked my head, or something a lot worse, because it just left me straight. My feet went from straight underneath me. I had no chance at all. But anyway, so the full force of my body landed on my arm, and unfortunately split my funny bone, which wasn't very funny at the time, in two. So if you're squeamish, I wasn't going to show this, but I thought, why not? Turn around now. So there you go. That was a result of an innocent walk on the beach, and I jumped on a little bit of a rock to take a photo and managed to do that to myself. Crazy. So anyway, I just wanted to basically tell you the story of what happens and what's going to happen from here on in. So first of all, don't worry about Upsticks. We are still at maximum capacity, firing out emails, looking after you. That's all under control. So that's one thing you don't need to worry about. In fact, my email box is only sat about 6 at the moment, and they all came in this afternoon. So that's very cool. I know Lara's and support's email is also under control. So in terms of our operational skills, do not worry. In terms of what happened to me, well, I at that time was feeling slightly ill, because when I went to get up, I saw that my arm was moving in places that it shouldn't move. So a very lovely Spanish guy came over, took a shawl off another lady, and we managed to get my arm wrapped up to a point where it didn't look like it was going to fall off, and guide me off the rocks, at which point everybody decided it would probably be a good idea to phone an ambulance. They phoned an ambulance, bearing in mind that we were on a beach in practically in the middle of nowhere, a town of like 3,000 people or less. The ambulance came in 5 minutes, packed, 4 people there straight away in the back. The shell was replaced with something else. Sat down, they took one look at it, went gave me some sort of morphine intravenous straight away in the vein, boom, bit of painkillers to calm me down, stop me sweating. When I say calm me down, I wasn't too bad, but I definitely was in a lot of pain. Told the family where I was going, dropped to the side of the road, and blue lighted me all the way to Montreal Hospital. At that point, I only had my phone on me. That was it. Lara had everything else. Who managed to organise some childcare with some family who came and picked him up, and then she came to meet me at the hospital afterwards. We're very lucky, and thanks to Faye and Leslie, our family, who were staying in Almuñeca, who luckily were only here for 6 weeks, so they managed to have the kids while all this was going on. I got straight to the hospital and I was pushed straight in. There we go, 2 emergencies. Initially seen by somebody, I then went to a waiting room only for about 5 minutes. They then pushed me through to see somebody else. They then called me, and I couldn't wheel myself through because I was in a wheelchair at this point, to see the trauma department, I think it is in English, who then sent me immediately off for an X-ray, and then brought me back and had very worried looks on their faces, and went, I'm not gonna lie, it's not good. And I was like, okay, give me the worst. They're like, the worst thing is looks like you're gonna have to have an operation. We would definitely say that's gonna be an operation. Second thing is, in Malaga, you're gonna have to get it done there. Third thing is, now we've got to strap you up, and that's gonna really hurt. And I was like, okay. So they gave me more morphine style drugs, and then unfortunately one of them had to pull down on the arm to keep it separate on the bone, while the other one strapped a weight to the bottom of it to keep it separated, and then strapped it up all the way down to my hand, which I can't really show you now, but it's basically, it's a full Robocop arm going on, and but very well protected here. And then they gave me a piece of paper to take to Malaga, which was yesterday, and said, you can go home now. Here's some very strong tablets. Please go to Malaga tomorrow morning. And oh, my light's gone off. And go and tell them what happened. So I went into Malaga yesterday morning, and well, first thing I did was got up and rearranging my calls that I had yesterday. Sorry guys, I was supposed to call you yesterday, I couldn't, but they've all been rearranged. Everybody notified us, and it's no problem. We'll catch up with you all. Then I went into Malaga again. Got told to go to the waiting room. The moment I went into the waiting room, my number came up. I went straight through to RAC. They saw me. RAC sent me through to the trauma department. The trauma department is very similar to the day before. Took one look at a piece of paper and went, just tell us what on earth's gone on. They went, oh, okay, then we're going to prepare you for a pre-op. Okay, so they prepared me for a pre-op. They took bloods. They took another plate, which was a plate is a frontal scan, another X-ray, and an echocardiogram. I then got pushed through to, I had to wait about a couple of hours then got pushed through to see the surgeons, or the quirofanos, they call them, a surgical team. They took one look at me and went, look, it's definitely going to need an op. I'm like, well, you're about the fourth person who's told me that now. I kind of got that. I was like, what's it entail? They said putting plates in, pins in, or maybe even a large rod, depending on what happens when they get in there. They don't know. But you're not dying, okay? And it's a very busy hospital. So we're going to send you home now, okay? And we'll call you within 3 to 5 days, maybe a little bit more, to do an op. It's a day op, so if you come in the morning, there's a chance that you're going to have to stay overnight and go first thing. Or if you recover well enough, we might release you at night if there's a doctor to give you your outpatient signature. If it's an afternoon, then you'll have to stay in overnight and be out the next day. And that's it, basically. So, yep, until then, unfortunately, I can't go on appointments. I will be working one-handed, but the wonders of AI and everything else has meant that you can type emails, you can do virtually anything, really, which I've found a newfound respect for people who can only work with one hand, I can tell you that, especially if they spend a lot of their time on a computer. And I'll let you know how it goes, but I can't take my hat off enough and thank the people enough from the medical services across Granada to Malaga, just how much and how well we've been treated and how they've managed to sort it out. So yeah, extra hardware will be funny because I'll probably be going off when I go to the airport and beep 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 every time I go through soon. And yeah, that's it. So broken arm, check it out. It's a new one for the Upsticks weekly update. Next week, hopefully, we'll be able to do our update. As I said, operationally, Upsticks is exactly the same. Don't worry about that. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on weekly update number 38.